Good evening and thanks for joining us. German prosecutors have made an alarming discovery in the home of the co-pilot who deliberately crashed into the French Alps. They found sick notes, one of them torn up, notes that reveal Andreas Lubitz was unfit for work the day he flew himself and 149 people to their deaths. What he was suffering from, whether it was mental or physical, is unclear. But what's certain is he hid his illness. He never passed those sick notes on to his bosses. Stuart Greer is following the investigation for us from France. Stuart?
Well, Donna, there was no suicide note and no evidence that Lubitz was motivated by political or religious extremism. But investigators said they did find ripped up medical documents and sick notes. Among the many items found in Andreas Lubitz's apartment and family home was a sick note written for March 24th, the date of the crash, indicating Lubitz should not have been at work or flying that day. Germanwings says it never saw it. This supports the current assessment that he hid his illness from his employer and colleagues, said prosecutor Christoph Kumper. Officials did not say exactly what illness Lubitz suffered from. He was treated at this hospital as recently as 2 weeks ago, but staff claimed it was not for depression. Police are now sifting through the medical records. German media, however, have reported Lubitz spent a year and a half receiving psychiatric care and was diagnosed with severe depression in 2009, a condition that needed monitoring and that was noted on his pilot's license. Despite that, and reports that an Arizona flight school concluded he was not suitable to fly, his colleagues had no hint of any mental problems. If they had, they probably would have reported it.
So this guy must have concealed this condition very, very carefully, because under normal circumstances, nobody would fly with somebody that they didn't trust.
Officials are also checking into reports Lubitz was suffering from a personal crisis due to a strained relationship with his girlfriend of 7 years. Investigators say the 27-year-old deliberately crashed the Germanwings Airbus into the Alps on Tuesday after locking the pilot out of the cockpit. Today it emerged the pilot tried to use an axe to break down the door moments before the crash. As the recovery effort continues, some families of the victims and locals came to lay flowers at a makeshift memorial in the village closest to the crash site. Some people bringing their young children. My daughter wanted to pay homage to all the young people who died, she says. Relatives aren't only coming here to grieve the loss of their loved ones, they're also helping investigators identify the remains of the victims by providing DNA samples. One of the passengers on board was 37-year-old Robert Oliver, but his father was told no bodies have been found intact. The plane slammed into the mountain at 700 kilometers an hour.
We were told confidentially that there's nothing to see there. The plane has been obliterated, and all of the passengers, including our son, there's almost nothing to be found.
Late today, the families were offered immediate financial compensation from the airline. Nothing, of course, can make up for their loss, but it should amount to about $70,000 per passenger. Donna.
Okay, Stuart Greer in France, thank you.